Here we got the Mini Cooper, and we're gonna put the brakes today on the Red Ghost Mini Cooper. There you have it. All right, so let's see what we got here. First of all, of course, you gotta jack the car up.
I am completely
so we removed
out of
this
breath.
Right here, which is that guy right there, and we use a T50 right there. All right. Then if you come back here behind the caliper, we got this right here, which is the screw. It's gonna be an Allen or a Torx. I don't know how to look at it yet. And then there's another one down here. We're gonna take them two out, but we gotta put calipers on. We gotta change this caliper, so we are definitely going to take this guy out too. All right, and then the guy in the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Take the caliper off and we'll see what that looks like. Take the rotor off. Rotor, caliper. Be right back. So here we got this guy right here. This is a T45, and we're gonna remove these back here. We're gonna take them two out. There's one there, and this one over here, two in the back. There's that one, and then there's that one right there. As you can see, there's a Torx. We're gonna take them out, and then we're gonna take the caliper bracket out to make it easier. Here I got this beautiful, expensive snap-on tool. Here is a 1/2 inch with a swivel head. I'm using this to make it easier to break them loose. I don't know how tight they are, so we're gonna use this, and we're gonna see how easy that was. So that's loose. We'll come to the bottom one excuse me, and do the same thing, and then we'll hit it with the Milwaukee. Let's see. So they were really easy to come out. So let's put the Milwaukee in there and take them off real quick. So here we got the Milwaukee. This is what I got right here. But easy, very easy to come out. See down there. Get it right off. And so we're gonna take this off right here, push it back, do the same thing in the bottom. So you got that wiggle up. I already taken that as I showed you earlier. Let's see here. Sometimes these get kind of hard to push out. These get kind of stuck inside here. In here there's supposed to be some grease. So I'm gonna use a flat screwdriver to push that back outwards so I can separate the caliper from the caliper bracket here, as you can see. All right, we'll do that right now, and then we'll do the same thing to the bottom one, and then we'll take the rotor off. That's next. So we got that out the way. It's completely out the way there. Back down. Now we're gonna come here and pry in this pins. Pry them out like this. Pry them out like this. All right, there goes that. Now we should be able to separate. Actually, before we do that, gotta be careful. So here we go. We gotta take this off, this rubber, because the sensor for the brake sensor right here is actually attached to the bleeder screw on the caliper. So we're gonna take that off real quick. So I pried off the caliper out of the way, and as you can see right there, that's how much pad material was left. I'll show you the inside one. And here's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand. Some people say, oh yeah, well the car is braking okay, and sometimes this you won't even hear nothing, but look how glazed this rotor is. It's burnt, you know, it's overheated. That's because the pads are overheating. I want to show you this part right here. So soon you're gonna see how this is gonna go in. This is the caliper piston, and it's almost completely out of the caliper. I mean, it's probably 90% out from here to here. This is all the piston. This needs to be in here. but because this pad material is gone, this has come out all the way. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with that. We're gonna take the bracket off, then we're gonna take the rotor out. That's next. All right, for that caliper, for those caliper bolts behind, takes a 16 millimeter. I'm gonna use a shallow impact with a impact extension, 1/2 inch at 3/8. We're gonna break them loose, and they're tight. So we got that one loose. Come down to the other one. All right, come out. So now we're gonna sap these and take that bracket off.
Turn the compressor on.
After we took this bracket off, we're gonna come here and we're gonna clean it with a brake cleaner, like so. Okay, then we're gonna come take this bracket and we're gonna bring it to here. We're gonna put it right here.
Put it on the vise.
So we're gonna I wiped it down, and I'm gonna use this guy right here. This guy looks rough, but it still does its job, and it's got a little uninvited guy there. We're gonna go to work on this. We're gonna clean this area right here. This is where the pad sits. So one thing I noticed, this bracket did not have any spacers in here. Normally there's some spacers that go here. Nothing in the bag, nothing in the car, so I'm not sure. I'm a Toyota tech. I'm not a Mini Cooper tech, a BMW / whatever. But this is the pad, so I'm going to show you what happens here. If this area here is not clean, then this is not going to move. This has to move here. All right, so if this gets stuck in here or is sideways or whatever, then it's going to wear out the rotor quicker than it should, or unevenly, and there's gonna be a vibration. So we're gonna get, there's a new pad right there, and I'm gonna bring the other one so you see how worn out it was. So here's the new pad, there's the old pad, there's how much material is there, and there's how much material was not there. I mean, this thing was almost metal to metal. Some people say, oh, steel brakes. Sure y'all heard that before. All right, well, let's go to work. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up, put it back together in a minute. So after I clean this, I'm gonna add a little bit of this right here, which is anti-seize. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. As you can see here, you don't want to paint the whole thing, you just want to put a little bit there. Same thing on this side, put a little bit there. Come over here and put a little bit there, a little bit on top, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there. That's it. A little bit on this side right here, a little bit on this side right here. All right. What this does is that makes this sit here correct. When it's sitting in here, it has some sort of
lubrication.
I've been using this for a little while. It works pretty well for me. Somebody may say not to put that in there. You can't put a whole bunch because this is going to get really hot. When it gets hot, it's going to want to melt down. It's going to be all over the rotor. So what I did, I put very little anti-seize, and that's it. Let's go and put the rotor on the car. All right, guys. So the next step that I'm going to choose to take here is very important. This be here the hub of the car. This is where the rotor goes mounted to the screw that goes here. Some Hondas, most Hondas, if not all of them, have two Phillips screws that go and hold the rotor to the hub. Very important. We're not going to take material off of here. We're going to use this guy that I got here, and we're going to clean this area because all I want to do is clean it, not take material off. So I'm going to use this highly expensive snap-on drill. and I'm gonna use it to clean this area, and we'll see what it comes out, and we'll put a rotor on. When you do this, make sure you wear a mask because there's gonna be rust flying everywhere, so make sure you use a mask. As you can see, don't do like me, but yeah, make sure you got a mask on. All right guys, so as you can see, we cleaned it as much as we could, especially around here where the rotor sits. Took as much rust as I could around this area, and we're gonna get the rotor and put it on. So we're gonna put a little bit of this here too, and in here, in all of them. Okay, I'm not gonna put nothing here in the face, just right here. And this looks like a lot, but it's a very light, very light coat of it. Okay, and I took the rotor and cleaned the rotor because this rotors come with a packaging,
rust protection,
some sort of grease
film.
they come with so they don't get rusted. Clean that up, and now we're gonna put the rotor on the hub and put the nut that holds the rotor to the hub. It's important that you clean the piston before you bring it in. Make sure there's nothing here that it might trap between the rubber here. I'm about to press this caliper piston in, and then we're gonna put the back rotor in here, the back pad in here, and then the sensor. This side has a sensor. That's a sensor. It's got a clip. I'll show it to you in a little bit. This is what touches the rotor. When that sensor gets completely chewed up, then you got to replace it. Thank God this one never got chewed up. It's still in good shape, and we'll see about once we put it on there, the measurements. All right, so I got this tool right here. We're gonna press in the caliper and caliper piston. Let's see. There we go. It's fully in now, and we're gonna fix that rubber that came. It's a little bit where not supposed to be like that, so it came a little bit out. We'll do that right now. Put this back in here. All right. So that's what the caliper piston needs to look like. It's all the way in. Make sure the boot it's in where it needs to be. I put a little bit of WD-40 here with my finger. I don't even spray the boot. I just put a little bit here to keep it from getting dry rotted. And let's go ahead and put the back pad on the caliper and the sensor, and then we'll put the bracket back on. For this face, I'm gonna put a little Loctite on the bracket bolts. What I mean by a little bit, I mean a little bit. That's it. That's all you're gonna do. Just a little bit at the beginning. Just a little bit at the beginning, like so. Oh, maybe not enough on that one. We'll put some more now. So we're gonna torque. We're gonna torque these bolts, bracket bolts, to 90 foot-pounds. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it in there. Let's see when it clicks. There it goes. Now we're gonna do the other one. Gotta move the steering wheel a little bit. This car does not want to cooperate when it comes to that. Let's see. All right, let's see if we can do this one. You can hear that click. If you double click, you give it too much. So that's that. 90 foot-pounds of them. Now we're gonna, next step is to put the sensor on that pad, and we'll keep going. Oh, there's a sensor installed on the new pad, so you can see right there. I'm gonna put the front pad on, and then we'll finish up this side. So these guys right here, you go right here. All right, actually go right here on the caliper. We're gonna use, I have found this in my box, silicone brake caliper grease and the electric compound. I'm gonna use that for that. I believe that works pretty well. I've been using it for a long time. And then we're gonna mount that together. Put a little bit like that, it's clear. And that's gonna go on this right here, and then we'll do the other one. So what I did is I put that grease on the caliper pins and start them by hand. Make sure that they're thread started by hand before you put any power tool to it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on here. Let's see if we can get it on there. Oh, I might be using the wrong one. Hold on, I got a T50 in there. I need a T45. All right, so I got my T45. Got that one in there. Come down here and get the other one. All right, and now we're gonna torque them too. All right, got them torqued to 27 foot-pounds, and don't forget to put the cast back on here, so no dirt and water goes back in there. Cap the bottom, and now we gotta route this sensor. This goes back in here. It goes in the bleeder screw, like so, and then I gotta tie this up. But now, before we even go there, we have to put the clip that holds this whole thing in the front. Let me get that and let's put it on. Okay, so we got the clip. This clip only goes one way. I'll show you how this clip goes. Now it's properly installed. So there's the clip, and the caliper has a notch here and a notch down here. This has got to go on top of this bracket. Goes this way, goes on top of the bracket right there. You can see there's the bracket, it goes on top and it goes into this notch. So we have the right side completely done. That's what it looks like. There's the sensor. Don't forget about that sensor. It's important. You don't want that light on in the dashboard. I'm not going to make a video on the right side, but I hope that this video helped you on your Mini Cooper BMW thingy, mini car. And have a good night. Thank you for watching. Toyotero says goodbye. Hasta pronto.